Hello everyone. Today I will be showing you my ranking of the Six Flags Great America rides. Please like and subscribe, it would help a lot. Who said coasters were just for the adults? Are your junior astronauts ready to take on their first bigger kid ride? It's going to be a wacky blast off straight into fun. Spacemen in training will rocket into the future on this curvy, wavy junior roller coaster that will be absolutely hair-raising. The top speed is 15 miles per hour. The elevation is 28 feet tall and is 52 seconds long, and the length is 680 feet. The manufacturer is Vekoma. This was made in 1998. Junior thrills, major smiles. One day they'll ride Raging Bull. But in the meantime, here's a fun and friendly smaller scale roller coaster for the little ones in your crew. Little Dipper may be small, but it packs a big punch, delivering lots of oohs and ahs for the mild adventurists in your family. Why not jump on the train for a light-hearted, breezy ride through the figure-8 running track? Your train will tackle swerving descents and swift turns, racing at moderate speeds that'll make them scream and giggle at the same time. Your car will chug through this whirlwind 700-foot-long track. Here are some facts. Six Flags Great America was able to salvage this ride from Kiddyland in Melrose Park. The ride was originally built in 1950. Little Dipper is a great roller coaster for younger thrill-seekers. Little Dipper is located in Yukon Territory. Little Dipper was designed by Herbert Paul Smeck. The ride has a figure-8 layout style. Little Dipper is the oldest ride at Six Flags Great America. This is the only roller coaster in Yukon Territory. The train is a royal blue color, just like it was at Kiddyland. Little Dipper opened at Six Flags Great America in 2010. If crime fighting's his business, the Dark Knight has plenty of work to keep him busy. And on this all-enclosed indoor thrill coaster with more than 1,200 feet of track, you'll get your chance to lend a helping hand if you can outwit the Joker. That is, at Harvey Dent's press conference, the Joker interrupts the proceedings, and complete pandemonium breaks loose. You're evacuated to the Gotham City subway to make your escape. Well, there's nothing like a nice little nerve-wracking stroll down into an authentic Gotham City rail station. As you may know, Gotham's a rough town, and this run-down, dilapidated subway station has seen better days. Board a vandalized train for a relentless ride through the very dark abandoned subway line in an elaborately designed cinematic set. It's covered with graffiti and lit by flickering strobes. If you keep your eyes peeled, you just might see the Joker or the Dark Knight himself. You will face 6 complete 180-degree hairpin turns, climb unseen hills, plunge into pitch darkness, and dip into unforeseen danger throughout the hair-raising twists and turns. The Joker is hot on your trail, tormenting you with hallucinatory images. The sinister, demented presence seems to be everywhere. Now you know why it isn't easy fighting crime in a town like this. Justice League Battle for Metropolis is a cutting-edge, fully immersive thrill ride experience which places you right in the middle of the action in 2D. As you explore the interactive Hall of Justice, you'll work stun gun to help you battle Lex Luthor and the Joker. They've hacked into Batman's computer and kidnapped the world's favorite superheroes, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Green Lantern. Now you must bust into LexCorp to rescue them. You will board motion-based vehicles for a wild journey through the Metropolis streets, where you'll meet up with life-sized Animator. The Whizzer has a lot of historic recognition. This classic family-friendly coaster opened with the park's premiere in 1976. Since then, it has become a guest favorite for all ages. As an ace coaster landmark, the Whizzer is honored it for its unique history and exceptional preservation. It was one of the last Speed Racer coaster models ever built. You'll load 2x2 into the train and prepare for a classic steel adventure. An electric motor begins pushing your car to the top of a 70-foot spiral lift hill. At the top of the peak, the train disengages from the electric rail and gravity takes over, pushing your car around 3,100 feet of twists, turns, and drops at 45 miles per hour. You'll cruise through a scenic wooded area, Flying inches away from the foliage and pond on the ground, you'll whiz through a few more spirals, dip around steep curved turns, and dash down more dips before gravity returns you to the station. Fun facts about Whizzer. Whizzer opened with the park in 1976. Whizzer is often younger thrill seekers' first roller coaster. This ride features a 7-story drop. The original name of the ride was Willard's Whizzer after the former park owner Willard Marriott. Whizzer is one of two Speed Racer coasters left in the world. In 2012, the American Coaster Enthusiasts presented the Landmark Award for Whizzer to recognize its historical value. In 2002, the park planned to remove Whizzer, but after pushback from guests and enthusiasts, decided to keep the historical ride. Whizzer is located in the hometown square section of the park. Rather than a traditional lift chain, Whizzer utilizes an electric spiral lift hill. The Whizzer was manufactured by Schwarzkopf. A demonic journey you will live to tell the tale. The demon promises you the ride of your life, and you have accepted the challenge of this adventurous trip. Originally called Turn of the Century, this high-speed looping coasting was one of the first roller coasters in the world to feature a double corkscrew. You start out on the train like most roller coasters, but soon realize that this terror is not your ordinary ride for your friend. On this 130-foot-long devil, you immediately shoot through a dark tunnel heading toward a bright light, and are immediately thrust upward, climbing higher and higher up 10 stories. Suddenly, without warning, you blast forward, down a steep drop and around a fierce loop. This monster jets you through a series of treacherous-looking rock walls, over and around another terrorizing vertical loop. As you pick up momentum, you'll zoom through a deep rock cave lined with colored lights that blindingly flash and streak as you pass through, making you feel a little lightheaded as you rush by at 45 miles per hour. Before you know it, you are skyrocketing forward through cave after cave and whipping around to corkscrew loops before coming to the end. Now you can say you've fought the haunting spirits of the demon. Demon was originally named Turn of the Century. It was reintroduced in 1980 after the addition of 2 vertical loops and theming. Demon is classified as a classic looping roller coaster. The ride travels through 3 tunnels. The Demon genus and species is classified as a member of the family Coal. The legendary classic needs one more fan. This classic wooden beast is the world's tallest and fastest racing wooden coaster, and has been an all-time favorite of true coaster fanatics for over 40 years. A double track means 2 trains can fly through this 4,650-foot-long run at the same time. So climb aboard either Eagle Red or Eagle Blue and prepare for the race of a lifetime, side by side and simultaneously. The red and blue trains begin their ascent up the lift hill. No matter which side you'll first have to climb up 127 feet. You slowly make your way to edge of the giant incline, and then rush full force down the first drop at speeds over 66 miles per hour. But this ride is just getting started. Brace yourself to fly through a narrow-tracked series of hills and slopes at top speed like it's nothing. After several rollicking twists, turns, and hills, you enter an enormous 360-degree helix. Picking up speed, you circle downward as Eagle Red flies off in one direction and Eagle Blue in another. Both trains then rise up into the massive wooden structure before diving down into a final 360-degree helix. The 2 trains then emerge and rise into the brake run to determine the winner. The American Eagle is made out of Douglas fir trees. It took 9,000 gallons of paint and was painted by hand. It is the world's largest double racing wooden roller coaster. Great America held a competition with their employees to name the coaster. When it was built, American Eagle had the longest amount of track at 9,300 feet. At its debut, American Eagle was the tallest, longest and fastest racing coaster in the world. While the lift hill is 127 feet, the first drop is 147 feet. With the ride diving 20 feet below ground level, over 1,360,000 board feet of lumber was used to build the American Eagle. The American Eagle spans over a quarter mile. Construction of the American Eagle began in June of 1980, before it was announced. Many rumors had begun to fly about what the park was building until the park announced the coaster in October of that year. Strap into your chair and settle in, because the ride to the top of the 227-foot tower will be the longest, most anticipatory seconds of your life. You'll be hoisted up more than 20 stories in the air as the people below you grow further and further away. When you look down, all you'll see are your feet dangling in the air and the sheer drop of 227 feet straight beneath you as you crest the top of the tower. Enjoy your free moment of weightlessness and the overview of the park. But don't get too comfortable, because it's time to do what a drop tower does best: to drop you. You know it's coming, but there's no way to prepare for the sudden, without warning, plummet back down to earth. Your seat will release, and you'll plunge straight down to the ground at a staggering 60 to adrenaline-charged miles per hour, so fast you'll barely have time to scream. It's the ultimate free fall adventure. On opening day, 200 couples from throughout the Midwest took the ultimate plunge in a wedding ceremony on the ride. The mass wedding ceremony took place in the Southwest Amphitheater. Couples were pronounced husband and wife on the ride just before they dropped. The giant drop was originally going to be Wile E. Coyote's giant drop. The magnetic brakes are frictionless, making the ride the smoother. Giant drop is classified as a drop tower. The giant drop in height is equivalent to 20 stories. The giant drop is placed in the Loco Diablo mine. The giant drop has been made into the ore excavator of the Loco Diablo mine. Giant drop stands at 227 feet. Experience the ultimate sensation of flight as you soar on this one-of-a-kind wing coaster. As the dramatic music blares, you'll feel your adrenaline pumping more and more, especially when you realize that there is no track above your head or below your dangling feet. Slice through the sky on 3,000 feet of twisted steel, including extreme drops, insane loops, and intense fly-throughs. Unlike anything you've ever experienced before, X-Flight is one of the first of its kind in the world, featuring state-of-the-art technology to guarantee you'll have a high-flying flying good time almost immediately after takeoff. X-Flight launches you up a 120-foot hill and plunges into a heart-pounding, high-speed dive drop. As you descend at 55 miles per hour, the train rotates 180 degrees and swoops into an upside-down position, and while you're hanging, you'll fly into a gravity-defying roll through a cloud of fog. After a sharp left turn, you enter an intense loop followed by another zero-gravity roll, and then an inline twist, during which the train careens on a 90-degree angle towards a control tower. The tower is directly in your path, and just as you are about to slam into the structure, you make a last-second vertical flip and zoom right through a narrow keyhole opening. This signature extreme fly-through is just one adrenaline-pumping element that makes X-Flight so cutting-edge and spectacular. All in all, you'll fly along the 3,000-foot-long twisted steel track, complete with intense drops. Nay, the simple things in life are often the most satisfying. At first glance, you'll think you have the minimalist masterpiece, the Flash, vertical velocity all figured out. A clean, strong, U-shaped steel track spikes up into impossibly high directions, one in an ultra-twisted inline curve, and one in an ultra-twisted inline curve, and the other straight up. Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, strap into this suspended spiraling impulse coaster with your feet hanging in the air, and see what surprises this brute has in store. Do you like your excitement served fast? You will bolt out of the station and get to 70 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds. Quick. Count to 4, and that's how fast you'll accelerate to top speed. First, you will blast forward up to the 185-foot-tall twisted tower spike and whirl into a spiraling corkscrew. Then you'll race backwards, back through the station on your way to the 185-foot-tall vertical tower. When you are barreling through the center at top speed and ascending vertically, you're moving so fast that you feel like you're about to blast off into outer space. Take a breath before you plummet back down that drop. It's like throwing a totally vertical free fall into the middle of a roller coaster. It's time for you to take on the dark coils of Viper, a fast, fun, Classic Cyclone-style wooden roller coaster with cavernous drops and high banking turns. This wooden snake rises to 100 feet and slithers down the track at 50 miles per hour. The first drop is a stomach-flipping 10 stories tall, with an 80-foot drop with extreme air time that you'll need to feel to believe. You'll seem to stall at the top of the hill, then veer back like a snake ready to strike. Your serpent-like train whips its tail through the 458-foot-long distinctive coiling wooden track, with a double dip in the middle, high banking turns, and 11 stinging drops. With high G-forces throughout, incredible air time and unpredictable twists and turns. This Viper is one snake that's right. The Viper is modeled after the classic Coney Island Cyclone, and is constructed of 700,000 board feet of southern pine. The Viper was the only roller coaster ever to be designed and installed directly by Six Flags. Viper is also the only wooden roller coaster that has ever carried this name. During its first year of operation, Viper was located in Hometown Square. With the opening of Southwest Territory in 1996, Viper was officially made part of Southwest Territory on May 24, 2013. Six Flags Great America announced that Viper would be one of 3 coasters running backwards for the first time the 2013 season. The Viper's theme is Colonel Peabody's Snake Oil Elixir Pharmaceutical Factory, which was abandoned and overrun with snakes. The Viper was Six Flags Great America's first single-track wooden roller coaster. The Viper was the 9th coaster at Six Flags Great America. 30,000 man-hours went into Batman. The ride will show you what it feels like to be Batman on this deeply intense 55-mile-per-hour juggernaut that is definitely not for the timid. Show your strength and bravery as you take on Gotham's criminal. You'll begin by touring the shady, decaying backstreets of Gotham City. You'll pass walls of graffiti, crumbling concrete, abandoned equipment, and a bullet-ridden police car. Then it's time to load up in the Batcave for a dark and riveting adventure. You're about to fight crime on the world's first inverted outside looping coaster, with your feet dangling free in the air, following a 10-story lift to the top of the world. Brace yourself for a 180-degree swoop and a full 360-degree loop right off the bat. You're a global superhero. You don't need to warm up. After escaping that obstacle, now you flip through a one-of-a-kind zero-gravity heartline spin, then a second dramatic vertical loop waiting for you. About 10 seconds later, next you'll be pounded by a tight helix, soar through a wide right turn, and a twist into a dizzying corkscrew. Watch the ground under your dangling feet whip around as the city below flips over and over through a tightly packed series of gravity-defying twists that will grind you into submission. Just like the criminals of Gotham City, this ride is the world's first inverted roller coaster, and the first coaster where riders travel on the outside of a vertical loop. BATMAN, the ride has 5 inversions to vertical loops and 3 heartline spins. Each heartline spin provides 3 seconds of zero gravity. In 2013, Six Flags Great America featured Batman. The ride backwards. Batman, the ride art is based on the legends of Batman and Robin comics. The design for Up in the Air, it's a bird, it's a plane, it could be you. Up in the air, it's a bird, it's a plane, it could be you. This heroically proportioned 115-foot-tall steel champion is one of the most creative and insanely designed roller coaster you will ever ride, and the best part, you will get to experience the world through Superman's eyes. Step over the threshold of the giant iconic letter S and into the world of stupendous speed and effortless fluidity. The red and gold tracks shoot in front of and behind you, just like the blur of Superman's cape. As you travel at sonic speeds, you'll ride the way Superman flies face down and head. This is the ultimate way to experience the challenge of a legendary coaster element, the pretzel loop. Once you clear the first 115-foot drop, you'll fly into this totally innovative loop design. You can tell from the name of the pretzel loop that you'll be more than slightly twisted by this warped track, swooping up dramatically and then diving back toward the ground. Then, with the grace of Superman, flying at over 50 miles per hour, you'll tackle a steep bank turn to the left, navigate through 2 consecutive high-speed horseshoe-shaped curves, plunge into a breathtaking 270-degree helix, and then complete a full 360-degree inline twist. Good thing you left. There is a sense of total fluidity and control as you maneuver this track. You're a pro now as you sail headfirst and face down over the spiraling steel track. You'll have a wide open view of the world as it blurs past you, while soaring through there like an adventurous superhero. Get ready to experience the fastest launch in all of North America on Max Force. In the blink of an eye you'll go from 0 to 78 miles per hour. Not enough excitement for you. Reach all new heights in your sleek vehicle as you cruise through the world's tallest double inversion. Go upside down twice at 175 feet above the ground, seeking even more adrenaline. You'll zoom through the world's fastest inversion at 60 miles per hour. Max Force is filled with non-stop thrills. When there's a race to the top, Max Force always wins. Take on this heart-pounding coaster now and experience a one-of-a-kind joyride. Goliath is the most extreme coaster of its kind, providing an adrenaline rush like no other. Elevate up to touch the sky atop the 165-foot lift hill. Then whip over the peak and conquer the world's tallest and steepest heart-racing drop on a wooden roller coaster. Speed to the bottom of this gut-wrenching slope. Before you even have time to scream, thunder around surprising curves and outrageous turns. Then flip head over heels through wild twists. Are you ready to conquer Goliath? This giant beast features impressive heights, astonishing speeds, and stomach-tightening inversions. Goliath broke 3 world records at its debut. The ride was built by Rocky Mountain Construction. Goliath has 2 trains, the Red Train and the Orange Train. Goliath is located in the County Fair section of the park. Iron Wolf was removed to make room for Goliath. The ride station is the same one that Iron Wolf used. Goliath has 2 inversions, a dive loop and 0G stall. The train makes its way through 3 overbank turns during the course of the ride. Goliath has the tallest drop of any wooden roller coaster in the world at 180 feet. Goliath is a fan favorite at Six Flags Great America. Bull taming is an ancient art that is still practiced today. Now you are going to experience this tough rodeo skill at Six Flags Great America. This legendary steel beast is the world's first hypertwister roller coaster, and at 200 feet tall and 5,057 feet long. It's the tallest and longest coaster at the park. These tough stats show that this is no peaceful bull. He's trying to shake you off, and this beast bucks wildly, so hang on tight. Ride up 20 stories to face the first terrifying drop. As you plunge down the 65-degree slope, you'll cruise into an underground abyss. You will zoom through the course at a whopping 73 miles per hour, over a series of insane hills designed to give you maximum airtime. In bull taming terms, that's when your tail lifts off the saddle. You'll soar through steep hills, bank hard left and right, and battle an extreme curved helix faster than any bull ever ran. The winding serpentine action will feel just like a bull trying to shake you off his back, but hang on tight, with bravery and honor. You can say that you tamed the Raging Bull. Raging Bull travels across the entire Southwest Territory. Raging Bull is the world's first hypertwister roller coaster. The track is almost a mile long. The ride uses lap bars known as clamshell restraints. Raging Bull was the 10th roller coaster that Great America built. The open sides of the trains make the ride more thrilling for passengers. The ride was named after a ferocious beast that terrorized the citizens of the old Southwest Territory until they fled the town and built the courtyard and mission seen today. The old mission serves as Raging Bull's loading place platform. The Raging Bull has 3 trains: teal, red, and yellow. The bobsled ride Rolling Thunder was taken out to make room for Raging Bull. Raging Bull is a fan favorite at Six Flags Great America.